Greetings and welcome to a Friday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is February 28th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing fantastic, I have to say. I
deliberated there for a minute.
I was on the road and just came home to a box that's going to warm my heart for years to come. Big thanks to the greatest American PGA Tour event in July, the John Deere Classic, for sending me two priceless bobbleheads. I mean, you were like, we should do those as a giveaway. We should give away
but it's hard to
these
give
two
away.
bobbleheads, and I replied, I cannot give these away. These cannot leave my possession because they're too great.
What are
They're
they?
things. They are a Sepp Straka and Dylan Fratelli bobblehead.
I love it. That's good stuff. Does Fratelli have sun sleeves on? On the bobblehead?
He has sun sleeves. He's in all white too, which I forgot he won.
True to
in
form.
All white.
True to form. How is the frugal one doing down in his National Open?
He's
3 under, 69, 28. There we are. Frugal Fratelli Friday.
How's Jocko doing?
Bobblehead. We should do that. Jocko Van Zyl. 2 under. The long lost Jocko. He's in the red. He's 42nd. That event was like set. Did you see the hole? The one hole was 7 feet underwater, and they were playing it the next day. Like it's just, it's kind of scruffy to say the least. They're all 2 under.
Coatsia's at 2 too.
Sterney's 3. Look at this. They're on what a game within the game we got going here.
Everybody,
South African Open updates.
Everybody, keep your eyes peeled for a special highlight reel coming to the SGS Instagram.
I gotta send you more stuff while I'm here. I got a Ball Frogs keychain I picked up from the arena the other day, and a shirt that says Frog Squad on it. So I'll get
just
that
bring them
to the
bring them to the Gold Standard. I can wear them around there.
All right, okay, all right. Maybe I'll bring them. I'll pack that. Make sure it's on the way to the Ponte Vedra beach. The Frogs. Andy, I almost tweeted this morning. Do you want to see a PGA Tour player challenged? You have to watch TGL these days because it's not going to happen on the PGA Tour at the moment.
Not happening at the Mousetrap?
Mousetrap, Bear Hug, lots of monikers being thrown out. You, of course, coined Mousetrap early. You were on it. It's a disaster. It's a complete disaster. Scores are up. Prices are up. For concessions, getting reports from the ground that the dining situation is a total abomination. It's like reheated Mediterranean chicken for lunch. The breakfast is closed at 8:30, which that sounds like the coffee shop that doesn't open till like people eat breakfast after 8:30. I'm not looking for a giant heaping of food at 6 or 7 or 8. A lot of people want breakfast later. Apparently, really skimping on the dining down there. Beer. Mark Calcavecchia tweeting about how expensive beer is. It's $15 for a Coors Light, essentially. He's like, this spectating shit ain't cheap. PGA Tour Championship Management is just living out the Marlon Brando meme. Look how they massacred my boy. We used to have a proper test of golf, at least test. I don't know about proper. It was a real test. We had proper trophy. We had oversized Honda key. We had great winners like Rory Sabatini, Y.E. Yang. This used to be something. Great history. Rory hitting it over the water on 18. Tiger charging at Rory. This used to be something. And now it's you roll out of bed and you hit 60, post 64. It's a disaster.
You remember a couple years ago, it was the 2020 version when Sung J M and Mackenzie Hughes like duked it out, and it was so hard.
Yeah, Sung J M shot 6 under to win. Was the final 72-hole score, I believe.
Who's leading today? Is it? I think this is what championship management is trying to do. They're trying to identify superstars, make everything so pillow soft, so it doesn't matter what type of shots you hit. But superstar Jake Knapp leads. He shoots 59, 12 under. I will say, it's still 59.
It's a good 59. Could have been 58. I mean, they always say that. Could have been 58.
Could have been 56.
It's
the guy that missed qualifying for the state am that shot 80 could have shot 71.
Could have shot 71.
Couple things dropped.
It's one bounce on the third
here,
hole that changed the rest of the next 15. The one bounce.
Couldn't be that you stink, But
yeah, this
59. Jake Knapp, superstar, leading the way. This is what they want. They want superstars leading the way, and that's what they've created here.
Just as a refresher, PGA Tour Championship Management is the internal organization within the tour. A lot of these events are run by, a local charity with a local tournament organizer, a tournament head. The tour, of course, comes in and puts their thumb on the scale about some setup issues. But Tour Championship Management runs the entire event, sets the whole thing up. I think they may have originated with the Players Championship. Then they branched out to WGCs, and now they're branching out even more. And, they took over the Cognizant Classic at the Palm Beaches, formerly the Honda Classic, last year, and scoring immediately went up. And we got complaints about, skimping on this. They took over Riviera one year or one point in time and made Riviera a loss leader somehow. But they're now in charge of Cognizant, and players are pissed. We're getting quotes about how, Joel Damon tweeted like, "What happened to my dad's PGA National?" or "What happened to the real PGA National?" This is a joke. This used to be, used to actually be challenged here, whether it was wind or water, even when it wasn't windy. Knapp, full credit to Knapp, who was awesome. Put the gas down, just jammed you, stuck it right in your face, just posterized you today. Like went up, you tried, and he just posterized you. Not a superstar. Who is this guy we're yelling about being the next big thing? Shoots 59 less. Is it a week later? I think it's not even a week since you went on that.
Exactly a week.
A week from today, recording it.
Okay, yeah. 59. Now, what is it, the 16th 59 in tour history? There's a bunch. 12th? I can't remember. There's been so many, it's lost a little bit of significance. But just an incredible bounce back. We are available to call out other players, to say, doubt them, cast aspersions, and motivate them through such tactics, if anyone would like us to do that. Because Knapp absolutely came back out and shoved it right down your face, the next day with the 59. Next week.
The good news for Knapp heads, he joins this illustrative club of sub 60 players. The bad news for Knapp heads is he's not out in front by that much. And behind him are, Russ Henley, big Sammy Valimaki, and DB Straight Vibe and Daniel Berger.
The cut line's going to be like 4 under, maybe. Who knows what comes Friday? M1 at 6. You hear Knapp talking about, I knew I was playing well. I needed to get really aggressive, and I got really aggressive playing well at 16, 17, and 18. That's the bear trap, not 18, but that's the trap.
It's the mouse trap.
And they set up, I think, 17 at 157. Even Smiley's like, it's just 157. It's a little, just flip up and over, and everybody's sticking it.
Water becomes a lot less scary when you're hitting a 9-iron or a wedge, like they would from 157.
Why are they doing this? This used to be. You could take our oversized giant Honda key, but you can at least keep some. Some merit.
This is why they do these stupid surveys, and the demographic of fan, the casual fan that they just are obsessed with, says they like birdies, they want birdies. So what they do is then they say, okay, we need to make these guys make more birdies. But what they don't realize is they just erode at the integrity of their championships. And by doing that, they just turn off their core fans that are with them every single week. To me, like I've never been a huge fan of the Honda Classic, never been a huge fan of PGA National. But the one thing I did appreciate about PGA National was when you turned it on, you knew the guys were going to have to hit some golf shots to score. And they've just taken that away. So this tournament honestly has nothing. It has nothing.
No.
They have turned a golf course that had an identity into TPC Craig Ranch. And, it's like, this is indiscernible from TPC Sod Farm, Detroit, Craig Ranch, any Amex, any of the other the Birdie Fest. Like, maybe they get wind, maybe it gets a little bit tougher, but they've just gone out of their way to rip the identity of this event away, and it's sad. It sucks. And like the thing is, they have no clue what they're doing. They have no clue, and they're completely clueless to them that they're ruining their own franchises. They're effectively doing what the Dallas Mavericks did.
We did have someone tweet at us at some point this morning. Like, I agree. This falls right in line with Andy's point that they're shitting on history. Like, they're just, as you so eloquently put many times, they're taking a big old dump on history because the soul and identity of this has been carved out. Now, could it blow on Friday or Saturday or something, and then the scoring average comes back to close to 70 or something, 71, 70, something like that? Sure. But even Billy Boy, like, the players are on the record. This isn't like the world conspired and sort of championship management hasn't made an effort here to make this easier. Like, the players are on the record. This isn't us just hollering about stuff. They're just carving out the entire point and soul. And congrats to Jake Knapp on his 59. Great content for this podcast, given you had just gone off on him. But these are the players' testimony. PJ, what did Billy Boy have to say? Billy Boy chasing gators. Just a wildly fascinating, entertaining morning. Billy Boy came out from nowhere.
I think he should be an automatic Ryder Cupper.
Oh God,
they need him.
Content.
They need his energy. They need his spirit. Thank you, Billy, for your spirit.
Thank you for your spirit. A lot of people sending us that. He's 5 under 66. Called out seemingly out of nowhere. I don't think it was even the hole he was on. He came out of nowhere under the ropes with a 60-degree wedge to chase an alligator back into the water. He's not just a town crier. He's a protector of the people. He said he had a 60-degree because there were 2 extra 60 in his locker. I've asked you guys, if you're going against a gator, what club are you bringing? If the there might be a tussle.
Is a good call because it's got the leading edge. Yeah, anybody that's practiced chipping and accidentally hit their ankle with their lob wedge knows this. Yeah. I think the 60 degrees is the best club you could bring. It's got some like heft. It's got some weight at the bottom. It's got some sharpness. Billy's a world-class player, so he's playing a no bounce 60 probably. You're talking about a nice leading edge there.
Yep.
Well, he said post round that I grabbed the 60 because I have 2 extra ones in my locker if that one became unavailable. So he's even thinking through that.
Yeah.
And then he went back to his hole. Just an incredible moment, viral moment for Billy Boy. He can't avoid him. But what did he say about the course, PJ? It's further testimony about the tour just getting their hands into it and, jacking up concession prices, offering nothing for the way of player dining, and then or media and player dining, and then taking the teeth out of the course. What do you say?
So this is a quote from Billy. He got asked about the conditions post round. Yeah, there was no wind, so it helps tremendously. You've got to tip your hat to him. He shot a 12 under 59 at PGA National, which no one ever thought. I know we had a discussion earlier this week, and I've probably changed my tune a little bit. I think the overseed, the rough is not long enough. It's not penal enough when you miss the fairway. I really wish we would just play this as straight Bermuda, from tee to green, everything straight Bermuda. I know it doesn't look pretty on TV, and I know that's one of the reasons why it's overseeded.
Playing overseeding in South Florida is bananas. Like, just a completely insane idea, and only one that the PGA Tour would kind of come up with because of the idea of television.
Optics.
It's banana. Like, there's a little bit more credence to doing it at the Players being a little further north, where the Bermuda can be a little thin that time of year. But doing it here is insane.
Part of the
I want to list off the winning scores, the 4-round winning scores of this event What year do you want me to start at?
Let's go 09 or something like that. How about
All
that?
right. We'll start at 07.
National.
07.
Okay. All right.
Mark Wilson's great win in a playoff over Camilo, Boo Weekley, and Jose Coseros.
Saw Camilo at TGL. Go ahead.
Mark Wilson, 2007, 5 under. 08, Ernie Els, 6 under. 09, Y.E. Yang, 9 under. 2010, Camilo Villegas, 13 under. That was a 5-shot win over Anthony Kim. So 13 under. Big number, but a 5-shot win. Ran away.
Yep.
11, Rory Sabatini at 9 under.
Sabat wearing the cowboy hat with the curled up brim. Red and black cowboy hat. Go ahead.
2012, Rory McIlroy, 12 under over Tiger Woods. Also, just pointing out, you had Rory McIlroy, who I believe got to world number 1 for the first time after this win, beating Tiger Woods on Sunday at this event. 13 years ago, that's who was playing in this event. 2013, Michael Thompson, 9 under. 2014, Russ Henley, 8 under playoff. 2015, Padraig Harrington, 6 under playoff over Daniel Berger. 2016, Adam Scott, 9 under. 2017, Ricky Fowler, 12 under. I want to point out a 4-stroke win.
Okay.
Justin Thomas, 8 under in a playoff. Keith Mitchell, 9 under. 2020, Sung Jae Im, 6 under. 2021, Matt Jones at 12. Do you remember the margin of victory in that one?
Oh, you went nuts.
5-shot win.
That.
2012, Seth Straka's 1-shot victory over Shane Lowry when Shane Lowry got caught in a monsoon
21.
on 18.
Yep.
And then Chris Kirk in 2023, 14 under playoff with Eric Cole. And now we get to 2024. Austin Eckroat, 17 under. And this week, we're
already at
12 under through one round. So,
and
realistically, we're going to be at 15 at the end by the weekend.
I know 59 is an outlier in a way, but there's a bunch of 63s, a lot of 64s, 65s. I mean, the cut line's going to be maybe 4 or 5.
If you're at 5 under right now, the entire field's not done with the round. So you shoot 5 under at PGA National. You're in 14th place right now.
Crazy.
Again, this was a regular single-digit winning score location. And I want to be clear, there was no wind today. It rained this week. But,
a lot of rain on Monday when we were there.
Yeah. But this is just a shell of what it used to be. And it's all thank you to the fine folks in Ponte Vedra.
Championship Management, who we got testimony from the inside of the moat that they rub people the wrong way within their own organization. They can become off as pompous and or obtuse, misguided. But they're in the Cognizant, and I know it's goofy. I loved this event for the last 15 years. There's always fun stuff between Rory, Tiger. There's just weird stuff happening. Lowry cursing on the bar. There's just always some good, amusing stuff happening.
Listen to some of those winners of this event. Realistically, from 2002, Matt Kuchar, not a Hall of Famer, but close. 2003, Justin,
top 10, 15 player that year
Justin Leonard, Hall of Famer, probably. Padraig Harrington won it twice. 10 plus years apart. Hall of Famer.
And it's
Luke
always
Donald,
been
world number 1. Ernie Els, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players of a generation. Rory Sabatini, the greatest golfer from the Eastern half of Europe. Is it the Eastern Bloc? Would that be Eastern?
Let's just say a Central Europe for now.
Rory McIlroy, Hall of Famer. Adam Scott, Hall of Famer. Ricky Fowler,
Jake Knapp. Superstar, global superstar. Now you got
Justin Thomas, Hall of Famer. Sepp Straka, all-timer.
Yeah, I mean and this is always bobbed and weaved amongst Doral and Bay Hill, like big events, and it was drawn big fields, even about this time last decade, and I don't know, it's always struggled to kind of find a set place. It had Honda forever, and it's settled at PGA National, and now I don't know. We should commend an awesome round from Jake Knapp. How many times were like, of course, how is this happening? The week after I talked about it, were you kicking yourself this morning, Andy? Were you like, how is this happening to me? Just we tend to call him out like this, whether it's for good or better.
Jake Knapp's not winning this tournament.
All right, hammer.
This is the thing. When you get on a take and it gets put in, if there's pressure put on it, you got to dig your heels in sometimes, and we're digging our heels in. Jake Knapp's not winning this tournament. You
know who's also not winning it? B. Todd. I'm getting a little concerned. 134th. Also not winning it. Pepe Pita, who's DFL. We're looking for video of a bladed shot from a bunker that went 78 yards over the green and into the water. A great bunker. Pepe Peter continuing to struggle. I feel terrible. You know who should be available for the broadcast on the weekend, Andy?
It's Kevin Kisner.
126 at the minute, but long way to go. If you're over parts, it's like you're barely playing today with the leaders just racing out. So that's your look how they massacred my boy PGA Tour Championship Management segment. Should we go to our friends at Oars and Alps? We are back. I was down in Florida this week. Had to go to a little sunscreen. Had to do a little lip balm. It's so cold up here. The hands, they got the lotion hands and lips cracking when it's still winter up north. Then I went down south and just quickly transitioned into sunscreen. We had we got the spray. Comes with no, chemical free. They've worked on this because they're two wives. Husbands who are active, hence the oar. The Alp, I think, would signify he was a hiker. I'm just, implying that or picking that, inferring that. That's where they had two active husbands, but they realized all these skincare products, sunscreen, come with a lot of junk and chemicals and unnecessary crap in them. So they developed this company, and they've got a bevy of products. I could speak to almost all of them. This was product I used. We purchased with our own money. It was on the Amazon Subscribe and Save, just coming, month after month for the sunscreen. Switched over to the shampoo and deodorant and everything else. It's a great, great company. I was so pumped when they decided to jump in with the stuff we already used. And you can too if you go to oarsandalps.com/shotgunstart. That's oarsandalps.com/shotgunstart. And you get 15% off with Shotgun 15 as a code. All caps. I don't know if that matters. I don't know if this is tour or what. Tour level capitalization, or if you can just, get liberal with it. But it's Shotgun 15 is the promo code at oarsandalps.com/shotgunstart. All sorts of stuff. Clear Ghost Stick for your for the face, body, face and scalp mist for the Chrome Dome fellas out there. You can just spray it and it just kind of sticks right to the dome. It's great stuff. So oarsandalps.com/shotgunstart. All right. Continuing on, we mentioned, I think we've said enough about the South African Open, but Frederick Fromm, F-R-O-M is your leader. Freddie Fromm. Not great Freddie name. 2, Freddie Fromm is 7 under, tied with Darren Fitchard and Sam Bairstow down in South Africa, with 3 spots are on offer, I believe, for the Open qualifying. Go ahead.
I think our guy Potgieter beat Bairstow in the finals of the AM.
AM, okay.
That's who he beat.
Love that. Shub Sharma making
Who was the
an
chopper?
appearance.
Who was the chopper that got into
Laird something? Was it Laird?
Laird Shepherd.
Yeah, but I think it was him. I'm not sure if that was it. Frederick Fromm leading in South Africa. Game within the game is hot. It's close.
God. How about Jamie Donaldson, T14? You think
Ryder
he's
Cup
got an
hero.
outside shot at the Ryder Cup?
No, I don't. I don't think he does. But it'd be great to get him into the assistant captain's room, get him back in the operation. One-time superstar there in Wales.
Shub Sharma?
Shub
Sharma's
Glen Eagles.
warming
Yeah.
up for Augusta.
I love it. Give him
He's
another
exempt,
special
right?
invite.
No.
Why would he be exempt? He got
I
a
thought he
special
played
invitation
well.
that 1 year. No. That was like 8 years ago, man.
I think he played last year.
Last year?
He's maybe
Shabakar Sharma. He got a special international invite.
he
I wanna
played
say
the
in,
Open
like-
last year. He finished T19 in the Open last year.
That's the
Did
world's
not play
major.
the Masters last year.
He's played one Masters, 2018, right?
God, his Open record's incredible. He finished 8th in 2023 and 16th last year.
He's a proper player. Just need to get on the Linksland. 8th and 19th. Love that.
He's sponsored by DLF.
Yeah, it's unsurprising. Love to see him making a move on the leaderboard. With spots in the Open up for grabs, I think, in that South African Open.
Hey, the New Zealand Open only has one spot, not 4.
I know. I got crossed
You
up
gotta
reading
issue
the
an apology.
release. Fine. I think it's 3 in South Africa, 1 in New Zealand. 4 did seem like a lot in the New Zealand. I was shocked by that. Harrison Crow is your not the Russell's boy, is leading down at New Zealand, 9 under 62, almost like he's playing PGA National down there in the New Zealand Open. So he's your leader of this moment. This is all going to change because these are overnight events. And at the HSBC Women's World Championship, we have Alim Kim, the aim pointing Alim Kim, back on the horse. She shot a 68, 4 under, leads early there. That is also going to change. And one more, Korn Ferry Tour, the Argentina Open, just National Open Bonanza this week, presented by Macro, I guess it is. Your leader there right now is Cole Hammer, is co-leading. Oh, God, there's like 8 guys who've joined him now. You see Cole Hammer?
He's playing his high school set of irons.
His junior golf irons. Kind of fun.
Love that.
Kind of cool. Shot a 64. Needs it. He's 125th in it's early, but this would be a big boost for Cole Hammer as he's on the KFT. Those are your leaderboards whipping around here. News. It has come out that the LPGA or some faction thereof associated with them would like Larry Scott, former Pac-12 commissioner Larry Scott, or it might have been Pac-10. I can't remember where he left it. Pac-8. Would like Larry Scott to be its next commissioner.
This was incredible. I think Tron Carter from No Laying Up summed it up beautifully.
What did he say?
He said, I've never seen so many people on this app agree on something.
Luca. I think it's Luca and this would be up there.
Two moments where the world is unified around the idea that happened or being floated being a terrible, terrible idea in the sense of Luca and then this.
I mean, this is like...
Just give people a refresher. Who is this guy and what did he do?
Larry Scott, he was this like kind of, do you ever really know if a guy's like, oh, that guy's good, he's sharp? Like these executive, circles that people operate in, you could just fail upwards constantly because of who you know or who you talk to or who you got boosting you or who wants some quid pro quo from you. He was a ballyhooed tennis executive, I believe, PJ, Larry Scott. Then he went to the Pac-12 and basically disemboweled the entire organization. The Pac-12 no longer exists. Conference of Champions, as the late, great Bill Walton would say, a proud and proper and great conference, doesn't exist. Somehow he turned it to dust. I know there were, co-conspirators in the poaching of other leagues, but just totally incompetent. Created a network that no one could watch other than a tiny sliver of the country out west. Like all his prominent brands, not available on TV. Nothing going on. For the international audience, like a punchline for certainly the avid college football fan and media and watcher, like a total punchline, basically like hiring the chairman of Enron to come in and run your organization in like 2007, like a disaster. And this is who Annika putting her name behind it.
Why does she need to put her name publicly behind it?
I want Larry Scott. Clearly she has something to gain if he's in power, right? I mean, why would you do that?
Larry
Is he a
Scott
neighbor?
or Michael Scott running the LPGA?
It's a fair question. Ted Scott. I think Michael Scott for sure. How are you at this point? You just had this leadership issue with Molly Marcoux Saman, like, and you want to bring in this guy that's honestly like a punchline. It'd be like hiring Matt Eberflus to run your NFL team tomorrow.
Did you see the grades?
The
the NFL grades.
Yes, I know my commies jumped way up thanks to Josh Harris coming in and saving the day. We went from F to A.
Commies,
Mike and Josh Harris. Yeah,
you're just abandoning the Browns at this point.
I'm not abandoning. Just talking about my jump from F to A's thanks to our new owner.
I felt bad for you guys. You had two of the bottom four.
Yeah, I mean,
do you see the Bears were 14th despite their coach ranking 32 of 32?
What's Kevin Warren hard at work providing for the fellas? He's up at 4 a.m, making sure the facility's ready for the kids, ready for the guys.
That's right.
Yeah, I did see that. Anyways, who would be worse than Larry Scott, PJ? Like, what's a worse idea? Like you're really gonna run this back? I mean, hired David Kahn as my general manager.
Sterling.
Donald Sterling. Oh my God.
David Kahn is a good shout. I mean, Nico Harrison's probably looking for a job soon.
Right. I can't believe they're here talking about this out loud.
Molly Marcoux would obviously be one that would jump to mind. Potentially Big J, depending on how you feel.
The only thing that Larry Scott ever did was the Pac-12 network. That's like the hallmark of his tenure, that ESPN paid way too much money for that. And everybody wants to talk about the LPGA's rights deal is terrible. I don't know. That guy got a great deal from ESPN for nothing.
Nobody could ever watch it. Nobody could ever see the Pac-12.
Exactly.
Nobody ever saw any of his teams.
But he got like $4 billion from it.
I cannot. What I loved about it was the college football audience and basketball and the Pac-12, the entire western half of the United States. When they saw this, couldn't care less maybe about golf or the LPGA or anything. Just seeing that Larry Scott was being mentioned for any sort of just total pile on from people outside the golf world that this guy would be up for this position. But I love it.
What about James Dolan? Get him in there.
Just playing guitar.
Isaiah Thomas.
Oh my God! They better have a good
attorney.
I think our tourists from the Bulls.
Bulls, yeah, you like that one?
Would be in consideration.
Yeah, not a good option. That can't proceed as well. I know they have Annika. She's got the power behind.
I just could see this happening.
What?
This is the type of thing that golf does.
Just launders, ineffective, disgraced executives into positions of power.
Annika's behind this. We have to do this because Annika.
Well, Annika's made some dodgy choices before that have come back around to work out in her favor. When the heat was on, the intensity was on, she went against the grain sometimes, against public opinion before.
Oh, man.
And it's come back around to work out in her favor. Okay. All right. Other news.
There's a Monday. There's a watch party for the Bay Golf Club in the Bay.
Isn't that a 3:00 game or match?
Yes, it's the watch party. This just came across my desk, the invitation. Thanks to Clayton Rodriguez here. 11:30 a.m. Pacific to 2:30 p.m. Pacific. Top Golf in Burlingame has a come watch the reignition of the biggest rivalry in sports. at the new Top Golf Burlingame. It's the Bay versus LA, biggest rivalry in sports.
Like which one? Warriors? Like who's a rival? I guess Dodgers, Giants.
Dodgers, Giants. People die at those games.
That's hot. Yeah, that's a hot one.
Food and drinks are on the house. Should I go down to that? It's like an hour and a half away from me.
No. Yeah, that's far. I wouldn't do that. God, noon TGL.
Let me see
Other
what
news.
The schedule looks like on Monday.
The Euros have reacted to Keegan on the full swing deal, coming saying we're going to kick their effing ass. Larry said they're all downplaying it. Look, they're going to be fired up. Keegan's a great captain. We're under no illusion that we're not going to underestimate him. Frankie Molinari says it's not a big deal. Those things happen all the time. I can understand why Keegan did it. We love to win. They love to win. What Keegan said was not out of bounds. So the Euros downplaying this quote unquote big reveal of Keegan getting worked up. I think the Euro press though will not. Right? It'll come back. It's early days here. You know they're going to talk about
that clip's going to be resurfaced 100 times.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm a European fan though, so I'd like to point that out. Oh, I turned on Full Swing yesterday. I gotta say, my favorite. I loved the clip of Zach talking about whether or not the Masters would be playable. Brought back just shades of Shinnecock. It was so good
with the wind and the windy days. That's good. Let's go to golf advice. SGS Golf Advice at gmail.com. Hit us up. We have a late one coming across our desk here after this just bonanza of a Thursday morning with Billy chasing gators, Knapp putting you in a body bag, the tour just kind of, making PGA National completely impotent in its setup. Got a great one. This comes from Dan. Jake Knapp advice for golf advice.
Perfect.
Greetings from Chicago, Dan. After listening to the pod last week, I couldn't help but chuckle at Andy's commentary around Jake Knapp's victory anniversary at Banana World. I share opinions with Andy around Knapp's game, so much so that I wagered a friend shortly after his victory last year $50 that Knapp would never win another event on tour for the rest of his life. Now, this has turned into quite the topic in our buddies' golf chat. This is 60% of why this podcast exists. Like just random goofy shit like Rory Sabatini, Jake Knapp becoming a bit amongst our larger golf chat. All right. This has turned into quite a topic in our buddies' golf chat. Every round under par, I get a text from my friend that Knapp is in the hunt. It's been a great way for all of us to stay in contact, and I've never seriously felt in jeopardy of losing. On Friday last week, I highlighted that one of the brightest minds in golf podcasting shares my opinions, and that he should give the episode a listen. After a T25 on the weekend, I was feeling good that our wager would go on forever. Fast forward to this morning, and I'm being clowned in the chat over Knapp's opening 59. It's to the point that my friend is already claiming victory. So here comes the request for advice, considering Andy is the foremost expert on getting hate for his Knapp takes. Do I double the size of the wager and set a time horizon for victory? Or do I wait it out and fear that he might actually win another mule event? Guy
great
shot
question.
59. Guy just shot 59.
Great question.
Sent screenshots of his texts with his buddies. It's great. Love this, that there's a Knapp bonding in this text chat.
I'll use my my history as the chief proprietor of Just a Guyland for here. Listen, being on taking a definitive, I think like the vast majority of golf internet, golf media refuses to ever take sides in things unless it's like abundantly clear, like Patrick Reed's a cheater, you know, like then everybody will pile on, or Tiger Woods is awesome. And like that becomes like a rallying cry.
Tiger Woods
is awesome.
Good.
Rory McIlroy hits the ball far. But then you have like all these like people that are just like looking like, and what are the repercussions of saying Jake Knapp's a superstar? Is like, is 10 years from now somebody gonna call you out? No, nobody's gonna call you out. So this is what the world. So if you want to take a stand against this, which I appreciate you taking a stand and saying, you know what?
He stinks.
He stinks. He's
Never
not
gonna win
that good. I want to put this. Everybody says like I understand how hard it is to get to the PGA Tour, and I am not demeaning getting to the PGA Tour. We're talking about like whether or not they are a quote unquote superstar. He's talking about whether or not they'll be a multi-time PGA Tour winner, which is extremely hard. The key here is you dig in. You cannot let go of your position. And if you're wrong, you have to deal with the consequences. But dig in. Do not relent. Double the bet. Do whatever.
What's the time horizon?
Be convicted. Be confident. Do not let small rounds or events change your mind. And eventually, if you have to say you were wrong, then say you were wrong. Because 99% of the internet, 99% of the people in the world won't say they're wrong. And that's the other key to this.
Yeah. I mean, look at where we are now. You can just say anything. You never have to admit being wrong about anything or inaccurate.
Well, nobody ever pulls receipts.
No. Well, that was our whole gambling point. There's no accountability in these gambling segments. People just
Speaking of locks and hammers, one of our lock hammers is in prime position to chase down Mr. Knapp and
who's that? Berg?
Help this fellow from Chicago.
Did anybody take Berger?
No.
Okay. Billy Ho.
Our chalk pick.
Russ Henley. Yeah.
Russ Henley. Rumbling around. The golf course isn't hard enough for Billy Ho. To be completely honest.
Seems pissed. He's voicing his displeasure. I got jammed. I should have taken that into. I should have factored that into my model.
What did our press release say?
Oh, the press release that PJ whipped up. I thought that was good execution there. Talked about how I was not picking him based on his play in the tour, but based on what I saw up close, scurrying around SoFi Center. That's what it was, right? That's why we picked him.
I just got
doing more press releases. Go ahead.
I got somebody that's new to my Twitter account that just replied to the Knapp tweet that I tweeted. Superstar. I said superstar Jake Knapp shoots 59 ! With a screenshot.
Yeah.
And he goes, superstar ? Great round, of course, but you set a pretty low bar.
Pretty good. Love that. You're just
Jake Knapp Fridays. There. It's a new segment.
Nap time. Just time to go night, Andy. Nap time. Night.
Is he in the signature events?
I don't think so. No, I don't think that. Well, didn't you say his best finish was like T4 and that was it last year?
Well, he won and finished T4 here. He finished T4 at Cognizant. This would be a worry. That clearly fits his eye.
Where he goes. Yeah, does well.
I'm asking ChatGPT since it's probably easier to ask ChatGPT than find on the PGA Tour website.
That's not nice. It's not nice. All right, to golf trip or not to golf trip? A two-part question. Mid-40s, persimmon lover, and I don't like fighting because getting hit hurts from experience. I recently booked a golf trip with a good buddy. We were in each other's weddings, his dad and mutual friend. It's a bugless trip in my view, down to the sandhills of North Carolina. We planned this trip because my buddy has had a rough few months and thought it would be a good way to get away and not think about his life, or not think about life in general. We scheduled the trip for the first week in April, the same weekend as the Final Four in San Antonio. My buddy does television for one of the power conferences and recently informed me that because his conference has, he wrote purchased and then crossed out developed 5 top 10 basketball teams. Because his conference has crossed out developed 5 top 10 basketball teams, there's a high likelihood he'll have to go to San Antonio to cover the tournament. Instead, we should cancel the trip and all head to San Antonio for the weekend. I generally don't like crowds of people, and I'm not that interested, but it would be nice to return to where we went to college together as teammates and play at our other friends' course, Oak Hills, an excellent Tilly Nest gem in San Antonio. The first question is, should I keep the golf trip and just invite other buddies? So just bail on the original concept or the same concept, new people. I'm inclined to do this as I've never been to Pinehurst, rarely get to play golf with a job during the week, and being an Uber driver for my kids on the weekends. And everything I've heard about these courses, they are a must play. The other factor is my wife is more tolerant of a rare, unique golf trip further away. he lives in Texas, versus driving 2 hours away to San Antonio, playing less golf, and largely spending my time getting worse for the wear and eating churros with the Final Four. So that does make sense. More of a tolerance from the wife. The second question backstory, my buddy in San Antonio bombs it, like longer than Rory bombs it. Oak Hills is one of those courses that technology has left behind a little bit. So when I go down there, I like to bring my persimmons and play those because it's just more fun, even if harder. This really annoys my buddy, who is a mental midget. And because of it, I have never seen him break 80 when playing with me, even though he's a +4 handicap and hits it longer than Rory, allegedly. That's kind of amazing. You show up with your persimmons, it just immediately puts your buddy on the fritz.
Puts them in the blender.
Should I bring persimmons if San Antonio is the chosen path? I mean, I would say unequivocally yes if you go to San Antonio. My inclination is yes, because of the joy I get on my friend's anguish and complaining. But I would like the outside perspective. I've been a listener since day one. All right. Still think about the bad to the bone ringtone on the shuttle from Pebble Beach. Thank you, Court. Okay, so if you go to San Antonio, yes, absolutely bring your persimmons just for like your own ha-has, right? I mean, you got to watch this buddy who crushes it and is a +4 but can't break 80, allegedly. Do you keep the Pinehurst trip or do you bail and go to San Antonio for the Final Four?
You bail,
buddy.
I mean, bail and go to the Final Four. I mean, that's an awesome trip, right?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like it's a harder ask at home with his wife, because he's driving there from
that is
Texas.
Like the thing, right? Where it's like if you go far away or you go somewhere really remote, it's an easier ask.
Yeah. I would say Pinehurst area will be there.
Not
it will
going
still
anywhere.
Be there. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. You get a one.
Price might go up, but not going
seems
anywhere.
Like you said your buddy's at a rough time. This would be a good thing to get together. Maybe prioritize that, and then go and get your rocks off playing persimmons against your buddy. That'd be fun. Any other golf advice you want to hit, PJ? Did you have any you wanted to do quickly? Are we good?
I got to get back in the account. I'm locked out.
You are the email account?
Yeah.
So it's that. It's a YouTube. We can't get our money out of the YouTube.
I can't. I can't get in any of the social accounts either. I can't get in any of the main social accounts. Nobody shared the new password.
How is this possible?
I asked for the new password. Nobody shared me on the new password.
Okay,
I can
get you the new password.
Okay.
Yeah,
you're asking. I don't know him either. So all right.
Plight of me.
That does it for golf advice. Let's go to a quick Flashback Friday. Oh God, I was reading a lot about the Honda Classic. It's just an all-timer. So much history with this one. But yeah, it's just incredible.
Not a lot of history. Stuff. I guess we have history now. We have superstar Jake Knapp shooting 59. This will be a future Flashback Friday.
Love it. PJ, what do you got for us with Flashback Friday? You're going down South Florida, the swamp.
Going to the swamp. You were there on Monday. We're going to the original PGA National, now known as Ballin Isles Country Club, where
this was the original PGA National.
Yes, known as PGA National in 1971 for the 1971 PGA Championship, which was won by Jack Nicklaus, a home game. He lived less than 5 miles away from the course.
Is this a February PGA then?
Today is February 28th as you're listening to this.
Wow.
So what, 1971? That's
I'm surprised they didn't try and do it in August.
Well,
yeah.
They didn't do it in August because they wanted the tourists to come to the Florida Major, was the reasoning behind having it in February. So here we are, the anniversary of Jack Nicklaus's major win at the 1971 PGA Championship at Ballin Isles. So they moved the PGA from August to February because everybody associated with the PGA thought that no tourists would come to an event located in South Florida in the middle of August. So they moved it to February. They even started calling it Glory's first shot for this year. The PGA was played back-to-back from 1970 and the first major of 1971. The tournament itself, not a ton going on. Jack Nicklaus wire-to-wire victory. It completely blew out the field on Sunday, ended up winning by 2 over Billy Casper. Gary Player was trying to track him down on Sunday, hit a cart path on I believe 15 and it kind of ejected his entire Sunday round there. However, what I did find was Gary Player was a house guest of Jack Nicklaus at his house in West Palm Beach this week.
Oh my God. Incredible.
And it was a recurring bit throughout the entire week that Gary Player, half sarcastically, half seriously, was saying that every time that Jack took a drink of milk or anything that Barbara made them for dinner, he would switch plates with Jack as if Barbara was trying to poison him. And so Jack could win the tournament. And this became a big point of discussion in the locker room on Sunday as they came in, where Jack is now taking shots at Gary Player for his ketchup addiction.
Doesn't sound healthy.
He says
health nut Gary Player.
Jack Nicklaus says Barbara is getting a complex. She gives him a cheese omelet. He pours ketchup all over it. She cooks him a steak. He pours ketchup all over it. A couple of fried eggs. He pours ketchup all over it. Gary Player responds with, "So would you if you had a ketchup contract." And Jack Nicklaus says, "I didn't know you had a ketchup contract." And Gary Player responds with, "I will when these fellows get through with writing about it." I don't know where the ketchup sponsorship for Gary Player ended up, but that was the big story of the week, that the two of them were staying together. And in an attempt to not get poisoned by Barbara, Gary Player poured ketchup all over all of his food for the entire week.
It sounds like ketchup is to Gary Player what chocolate milk is to Bryson.
I was thinking that. House can't keep enough ketchup in there. Hey, I don't mean to question major championships.
But
like
having said that,
the number is the number on the board. You got to get to 18 or whatever it is. But when you dig into the crosstabs a little bit, they're just not all that equal. A little February hit and giggle at Ballin Isles and Jack goes wire to wire. Nobody's asking that question or looking deeper than that. But Tiger's just got to get to 18 or whatever. The 18 is the number. And I'm sure Tiger had some, ones that are more significant and more substantial than others. But like, this essentially sounds like Jack just took everybody to the woodshed at just like kind of a sleepy February and people aren't ready.
Jack called it the best putting week of his career.
Okay.
He said he had 23 putts in round one that really kind of set him off. But other than that, it seemed like it was a sleepy tournament. But February 28th, Barbara's birthday, very emotional for Jack, winning a major. The first player to complete the career Grand Slam twice. This was his second PGA Championship win, so he finished it 2 times with this win in 1971 at the original PGA National.
What do you think about how Jack feels about what's going on at the Mousetrap?
I mean, he's got to be horrified. Softer than some of that ice cream he's trying to shill for. Not a good situation.
I think we could call into question some of Jack's wins.
Hey, how heavy do you think the bear statue is? They announced it on the
700 pounds.
broadcast. Oh, you saw it. I was going to try to guess how many cookies are in the jar. Skittles are in the jar.
I got a question. Does a major win in Northeast Ohio count as a major win? Because Jack's got 2 there.
It's a proper. Yeah. What do you want? Firestone? Canterbury? Where do you win?
Both of those.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, the guy won every championship everywhere, at every level, the amateur all the way through. So it's like, I'm not suggesting he's a lesser player. It's just like, we get to these totals, 18, and it's like, I don't know. You rack them up when they're presented to you, I suppose. All right. That does it for Flashback Friday. Does it for our Friday episode. Hey, if you're listening to this, we're going to have a bonus flashback episode posted this weekend. Throwback to a great Honda Classic FBF and another one from PGA National, which you might remember from the pandemic that we did. Not suggesting it's original content. It was original. It's our original work.
There's a lot of stuff in that back catalog.
A lot of stuff we've done to take a perusal back in there. But we're going to reheat it this Saturday. We've done this occasionally the last few years. as we become older and more mature with the larger back catalog. So great couple flashbacks we're going to cobble together for a little bonus Saturday episode that you can listen to at your leisure in the next few days or whenever. We will talk to you on Monday. Enjoy the mousetrap, as Andy's calling it, over the weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.